Hello everyone, welcome back to Dr. Pratham Chess. Welcome back to Dr. Pratham Chess. Today we are going to see the game time of World Championship match between Grandmaster Gukesh from India and Ding Liren from China. Now the score is 5-5 after game 10. So let's see whether the draw saga continues or someone strikes. Gukesh opens with the knight f3, Ding responds with the d5, a principal move, and now just simply c4. Here, Ding Liren got become hesitate, and he plays to move d5, d4, which Gukesh already prepared. But I am very interested to see if he takes c4 takes place. Let's say what white has here. Okay, let's say white plays e3, you play a6, you capture the pawn with the bishop, and now just simply e6. Okay, what our bishop is doing here? Nothing. And now just d4 is played, and now just simply knight f6, knight c3, b5, b3, bishop to b3, bishop to b7. Okay, what I have here, this is a Queen's Gambit excited structure, and white has nothing here. Grandmaster Fabiano Corona plays Queen's Gambit accepted many number of times. So it's technically Gukesh has nothing here. If Ding just accepts the pawn and play like Queen's Gambit accepted structure, and I don't think that Gukesh preparation is dependent upon you taking this pawn. The Gukesh entire preparation is relies on the Ding plus the move d5, so he can outplay the Ding. So whenever you get shocked when they move too, and you just have to think like that. Okay, 100 out of 70% of what I can play here, I play the move forward. So your opponent, so you must have to think that if you are playing a World Championship match or any other OTB games, or you are playing against an opponent that is well prepared against you, so you have to play with the psychology. Okay, your opponent must thinking that you are going to play the move d5, or you don't capture the pawn or accept the gambits. You just push the pawn. This is a normal mentality. So what you have to do is to accept that gambit and challenge your opponent. Okay, I accept your pawn. Show me what you got. No engine can give you the worst position on move 2 or move 3. No way. No amount of preparation. Whether you prepared on Alpha Zero, you prepared on Stockfish, you prepared on Torch, you prepared on Komodo. It's impossible to get an advantage on move 3 with any engine. So instead, Ding goes right in the preparation of Gukesh, and he plays the move d4, and now just simply b4. That's the Gukesh preparation. Gukesh is very happy. Okay, I trapped the Ding in the opening preparation. Now the Ding plays c5, and the idea is to c5 is to take this and play e6. Of course, the Gukesh doesn't want yesterday to capture the pawn, and he plays e6. Okay, many number of games played where you pawn takes pawn and pawn takes pawn, bishop e2 and castle, and you get this on strike. So Ding doesn't capture, he simply develops his knight to the f6, and now a3. In case of Ding capture the pawn, you are ready to capture the pawn, and white has control over this all the center. This is whole idea of the Gukesh this move. And now simply bishop to the g4, another move which is prepared by Gukesh, and he play instantly pawn takes pawn, and now just simply h3. Okay, what you want to do, Ding? You want to capture my knight, or you want to go back? Whenever you are out prepared by your opponent, the best idea is to capture your opponent pieces and release the tension and reduce the as many number of pieces, so that you can have safe draw. Of course, while exchanging the pieces, you must try to think that which piece is capturing that piece and how much your opponent is developing. So Ding captures the knight, queen takes bishop, and now this queen is hitting this this pawn. So the principal move is to queen to c7 or queen to c8. The queen to c7 seems logical, at least gives the rook to the free hand to come to the d8. So Ding plays queen to c7, and now simply d3, blocking this pawn here, and just simply a5. This is a brilliancy by Ding. Now the correct move here is to, you have to capture this pawn, but instead Gukesh plays b5, and now this c5 square has become weak, and this knight can come here. It can attack this pawn, it can go to the b3, hit the rook and hit the bishop. And also it controls the d4. So Gukesh plays that move in the 5 seconds. And Ding plays knight to d7 instantly. And now Gukesh thinks about 1 hour. Ding already spent 1 hour and 10 minutes up to the move number 10. And Gukesh has only spent 7 minutes. And now he thinks about 1 hour. This is the longest think of any World Chess Championship match for any move and also for Gukesh career. And he plays the g3. Now knight to the c5 as the is a juicy square for the knight. And now just simply bishop to g2. Nice developing move. And just simply knight to d7. And now you see the Ding has clear advantage here and he solved all his problem. Castle, and now just simply knight to the e5, hitting the queen, hitting the pawn. And now Gukesh plays simply queen to the f4. The idea is that if the pawn takes any of the knight takes anything, the queen is undefended. So technically Gukesh defended this pawn indirectly. And now just simply rook to d8, protecting the pawn as queen is attacking this pawn. And now rook to d1. This is an inaccuracy. Now you cannot save the d3 pawn. Ding is completely winning here. If he finds the move, the sequence of moves further, the Gukesh is dead lost here. What do you think, guys? Will Ding find this move or he just give the chances as the previous games? Now I am going to show you the line here. After rook to the d1, I am going to show you the correct position of the move here. The correct move here is simply you have to play e6 and now b6. Now just queen to simply come to the d6. The queen is protecting this pawn, queen is protecting this knight, queen is protecting this knight, and queen is protected by the rook, and queen is protected by the bishop. This is the best setup we want. Now there is no way white can defend this pawn. Okay, those who are thinking that I can play bishop f1, you are all wrong, because now just simply bishop to e7, the queen is trapped here, and now just simply bishop to b2, and now a simple move, bishop to g5, as queen cannot capture the bishop as spaghettio, as like Hikaru says, and now just simply you can lost your queen. So you have to, you doesn't have anything better here and you are dead lost now. So the correct move here is to you have to must go knight to the d2, and now this pawn is lost. Black has a pass pawn. This knight is attacking this bishop. White has nothing here, and just queen takes queen, bishop takes queen. That's it, over. This bishop is hitting the square. This pawn is weak. This bishop is weak. This knight is super strong. Okay, you can come here. I can just simply capture as I have the pass pawn. Black can pay black can pay e5, and black is completely winning. Ding is absolutely winning in this position. He can grab a 1 point lead with the 2 white pieces left, but instead the world champion, after having this position, the world champion Ding Liren think about only 3 minutes, and he played the move g6, the worst move in the position. I was shocked with this move. Grandmaster Anishkir is shocked, Peter Leko is shocked, every commentator is shocked that Ding misses shot, and now Gukesh has come back in the game. Now the position is equal. Now just simply a4 is played by the Gukesh as he wanted to play bishop to a3, and now h5, b6, queen to d6, the move which can be played earlier. Now just simply the equal position. Ding has nothing here. Bishop to a3, bishop to the s6, and Gukesh plays an absolutely brilliant move here. Everyone praised Gukesh in the live game when he captures this knight. This knight is super strong. What do? You remain the strong piece on your opponent, and that's it. Queen takes bishop, and now just simply queen to the e4, another strong move, hitting the bishop. So you had no choice. So knight to the f6, sorry, knight to the c6 is played, and now knight to a3. Nice developing move. Another mistake by the Ding. The correct move here is to, you have to play here castle. After castle, knight to c2, queen takes pawn, rook to a b1, queen c7, rook to the b5, rook to b1, sorry, rook to b8 and rook to b1 by Gukesh, and now e6. Another worst move in the position. Sorry, which is the correct line. And just queen takes queen is not possible, as I'm going to show you why I show this move to you. So here you have to capture the knight takes knight, knight takes d4, queen takes knight, b6 simply, and you just, that's it. It is a completely a drawn position where both players can go home with a half point, but instead Ding plays rook to d7, and Gukesh is slightly better now, as the Ding Liren is protecting this pawn. This pawn is poison for Ding itself, as he's hitting the b6 pawn of the white, and whenever you take your opponent pawn, sometimes you become greedy. Okay, I am a pawn up, I can press the position and I can win the game. No, you must have to see this queen and bishop hitting this pawn. This rook can come to the b1, it can go to the b5, this rook can come to the b1, and now too much pressure on the pawn. When your opponent is attacking your weakness, which is an extremely strong, many pieces are attacking, you should not worry about that weakness. You just have to give up that weakness and try to go to the position where you can attack your opponent weakness. Here white weakness is d3 and a4. What you do, you attack your opponent weakness. If somebody is attacking your weaknesses, you attack your opponent weakness. Okay, you only defend your weakness if your opponent doesn't have any weakness, and you can only defend your weakness after that point where you must have to see the activity. Ding has lost all his activity by all his passive moves. He's just scared. I don't know what he's scared about. He's just simply unthinkable by a world champion. Now just simply knight to the c2, queen takes pawn, and now just simply rook to a b1. Another wrong move by Ding. The correct move here is you must have to go to the queen to d1. You should forget about this pawn, as rook is already protecting this pawn, and this is a weakness. This is a worst pawn of the black position. This is a hopeless pawn. You should not care about this pawn anymore. I show you already. And this, everyone can attack this pawn. Now here the queen is super safe, the rook is safe, as you are away from this bishop queen diagonal and these rooks. Okay, now let's see what happened. Now after rook to d7, Gukesh plays knight to c2, queen takes pawn, rook to b1, a-b1, queen to c7, rook to b5, attacking this pawn, also hitting this pawn. This knight is a liability. This pawn is a liability. Castle, knight to the engine question mark this move, but I love this move. This move is a game changer. Gukesh plays the brilliant move of the century, I think. This knight to a1 will remain in a history played by Gukesh, and you see why. Now rook to b1, another wrong move by Ding. Okay, it's still an equal, but this is the most stupid move. Now Gukesh has so many tactics here. Knight to b3 is played, and now the engine is suggesting here rook to d6, as this knight is coming to c5 anyway, where black knight was stayed here. The weakness of the Gukesh moves is become the strength. Time flows, you don't say. Now so, or you can either go here back, instead e6. Now the Gukesh gets a free move, knight to the c5, and just rook to d7 is played. Another, why in the world you wanted to hold this pawn? I don't understand. what Ding is thinking. Okay, he's on 7 minutes and Gukesh has 13 minutes. And now rook to b1 is played, and this is an inaccuracy. Now there are two moves in the position: queen to the c8 or knight to the b5. One is a blunder and one is a winning move. Okay, I'm going to show you the correct move. The correct move is you have to go knight to the b4. After knight to b1, knight takes b7, bishop to f8, rook to a1, f5, queen to the f3, knight to c2. Sorry, not this. You have to come here, rook to d1, knight b4 back. You cannot capture this pawn as rook takes rook and you are losing the knight. So this is the correct move to continue the game. And now the Ding plays the queen to the c8, the worst move in the position. You can pause the video and try to punish Ding Liren, the great world champion, who make this mistake move. You can pause the video and try to find a move, and you can defeat the world champion. The move here is to queen takes knight, as the queen takes queen not possible. Bishop takes queen, and if you took this bishop, you are simply a rook down and you lose the game. Okay, let's say you didn't capture it back, or you captured with the pawn. Still, rook takes rook, queen takes rook. That's it. You are simply a piece down, lost position. So the Grandmaster Ding Liren resigned here, and now only 3 games left, where Ding has 2 white pieces and Gukesh has a black pieces. Now all Gukesh has to do is to play solid and make 3 draws. He can be the youngest world champion and second Indian to become the world champion after the great Vishwanathan Anand. Or that's it. So Gukesh is one step away to create history, and now Ding has 2 white pieces. Now if Ding wanted to become the world champion, remains the world champion, he has to strike with the white pieces tomorrow. And that's it. The Ding plays with white absolutely. The Ding absolutely has all his white's advantages, and he gives Gukesh easy draws. And now the Gukesh punished him for all his kindness, all his mistakes. And now, of course, this same thing happened with the Ding versus Nepo, where the Nepo won a game and Ding must has to win a game to game go to the tie breaks, and Ding beat Nepo and game goes to the tie break, and in tie break he becomes the world champion. And now can he repeat the history, or just we get the 3 draws and Grandmaster Gukesh Tomoraju from India become the youngest world champion, which is a great thing for all the Indians, or Ding Liren save his world championship by defeating Gukesh. So only time will say that. So thank you guys. Please do comment that how do you like my analysis and what your suggestions. I'm open to suggestions, or any other game you wanted to suggest me, you can suggest me simply in the comment. Thank you guys.